Finally waiting for the big Matt. Hey Kevin, hey, finally my man.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Fine, fine. I'm showing to all people now online what we are talking today. We received a couple of submissions for the music video hacks. Today, the big Matt, we will show you a lot of music video hacks. He's one of the best director of music video. He he always try a lot of crazy solution to create really awesome effects with not always expensive gears. We are showing now, for example, a quick setup with manual approach, handled approach
Yeah.
with yeah. Let's introduce the topic, why you work in this way, why you love to experiment every time. And next, I'll show you the submission we received in,
Sorry, just need to get some light.
okay? The submission we received are from
So
those two
crazy. I love
guys.
this. I love this. This is so amazing. So amazing. So cool. And the fact that like how far they went is just phenomenal.
It was a bit difficult for many people because alone at home, not all was able to create something with those X. For someone was a bit difficult, but this guy I think created a really interesting submission involving people. I think this one is the most interesting we received.
Yeah, it's amazing. Excuse me for 1 second. I'm gonna turn this. I'm gonna turn the light on.
Yeah,
This
is
stuff
really
is so
cool.
awesome. But see, this is what it takes. You know, you definitely have to practice, you know, and right now is obviously, you know, we can't do too much. So practice, 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 practice. I used to use my parents to practice with. So if people say, oh, I have no one to shoot or I don't want to shoot, right now is a good time because then you can test things out. When you get a job, you know what to use, you know?
Yeah, yeah. We also said the last time, the quick live we did, people need to experiment to try new things every time. I selected some of your works today that I would love to talking about some tricks you used in some of your works. Can you
What up,
please
guys?
explain
What up,
more?
everybody? Happy
Can you please
Saturday.
explain more about these acts specifically today for people that doesn't watch the previous live?
Well, for this particular video, you know, one thing that I did that that a lot of people really like, and obviously you see some of the comments here, it really gives it a feel or a theme, is to play with the speed of the actual playback song. So what I did for this particular video is I brought the song that I was going to shoot into Premiere, and then I slowed it down to a bunch of different speeds that I already equated out. And so then I had them perform that, and then I sped it up in editing. So that's why it looks really kind of choppy and
Yeah.
you know, over animated. This was also done in the game featuring Tyler the Creator, Martians vs. Goblins video, which everybody really liked. I mean, it's an old trick that you know, directors been doing it forever. I had no idea how to do it, but I learned way back in the
It's
day.
only one room, right? Only one room, a couple of room.
Oh yeah, this video is all shot. Well, yeah, all one room
Yeah.
except for the you know, them hanging out, which was another room. But everything else is all one. I mean, one little room too. It was like the size of a closet. Amazing decoration, art design. Shout out to Beam LA, Justin Jones, DP. He last minute hooked us up, so I am extremely grateful for not only him but the effort and you know, and the enthusiasm that he's put into his location. So shout out to him.
You created different shot, and the concept to finish with a really cool post production. I think in After Effects, some effects. What do you did?
Well, I did everything in Premiere, no After Effects here.
Oh, okay.
I try not to use After Effects very much. I'm not too. I mean, I'm okay in it, but it's something that I just pride myself on not going in there, just because it takes so many different layers and things like that. So I try to really do as much as I can in Premiere, and that's what I did for this one. I mean, a lot of this stuff is just because of the way that I shot it. I did a high shutter speed, super high shutter speed, and if you notice there where you see me, you know, I'm really kind of going off their motions, doing Dutches, and really just kind of playing off their body language and rhythms, and then also understanding edits, because I edit as well. So you know, I shot with a variety of different frame rates. Not one shot was with the same shutter speed. You know, I know 1/50, 1/60 is the usual, typical, you know, what standard rule. But you know, I usually shoot 1 or 2 takes like that, just to kind of get something that I can always cut back to, and then I just go crazy. You know, I go 1/250, 1/320, 1/500, 1/1000, and when you have it that high of a shutter, people are like, well, it's going to be shaky. Of course, it's going to be shaky. That's the point. And so you just use that to your advantage and really push those limits. You know, oh yeah. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I want to show, I selected some of your vids. This is one of my favorite.
Yeah,
because here you created a similar effect, if I remember well, but really a cool, an insane control of the camera, walking. It's crazy in this one.
Yeah, so for this, I mean, you know, I've had a camera in my hand since I was a little kid, and I don't like when, it's not that I don't like it, but for me personally, I really like to pull my own focus, because I can hit the beats that I want to. I can rack focus. I can, you know, I like to go in and out of focus. I like to, you know, play with things, and I just don't want to have to. A lot of time on music video sets, you don't get the time to like block every set, you know, scene out or every shot out. Tell you first AC, get markers, rehearsal. That would be obviously ideal, but we just don't get that sort of opportunities. I would say 95% of the time. You know, all my videos are shot in one day, so in that case, and we're shooting normally on handheld. Then we need to switch to gimbal. Then we need to go to sticks, or however that's going to work. And then we go to either some sort of you know, jib arm crane, something like that. So we're using a lot of different devices. So we don't have a ton of times, and we like to just kind of just go, you know. I do have my AC pull, just not when I pull. Like when Darren here, you know, we have our first pulling, but it just when I go handheld, you know, then I just like to pull my own focus, as you see.
Yeah, that's crazy. I remember from the first time I watched your videos, you use a lot of tricks, also small lights into the camera to create. Let's talking also about this micro X. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, so really early on, you know, when I first started, I was back in 2008. You know, we got $10,000 from Interscope to do a video. We did New Boys, You're a Jerk, Turn My Swag on My Soldier Boy. A lot of like #1 videos, but at the time, videos were still $200,000. We were coming in doing videos for 10 grand. We were shooting on this brand new camera that no one had ever heard of, called the Red One, and we needed something to give our videos style, and we needed to make it so that it would, you know, it would be in competition with the videos that were 200,000. Not that it was, but we were doing our best to do that. And I think this was actually an accident. Someone put their cell phone into the lens, and we just happened to come across this. And most of the time, that's what we used, was a cell phone. just because of the way that it would beam out, especially with like Cook lenses and the lenses that we were using at the time. So we did a lot of that, and then and that, you know, I used sparingly. And then also we did like, let's see, will this, I wonder if this will work.
Yeah, yeah. This one, another one X with
And then we
a
use like
glass. Yeah,
stuff like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, stuff like this. This obviously will have this here. This is just a magnifying glass I bought for like $1, you know. But if you have if you have a long lens on and you're able to to kind of play with it here, it's just one thing that you could use. My glasses, for instance, you know, is another thing you can use. And then what we used to just do is, you know, we would get all our takes, our clean takes, our slow shutter, our high shutter, our slow motion shots, and then we would come in and like go like this, you know.
Yeah.
It really kind of just, you know, give me a variety to edit with. I really like to walk away with like a bunch of stuff, not just, you know, a lot of people get really nervous when they're shooting, so they shoot as perfect and still as possible, and then they have to do a bunch of pan and scans and things in editing. And I really try my best to do those in camera as much as possible. That one was really cool. That thing, I've never used that thing since, but it was really awesome.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't find the post with the Ferrari. With Ferrari also you did an amazing work from no movement from
Like there I'm shooting and I'm doing my own lens flare. Yes. I'm shooting and I'm doing my own lens flare.
yeah, that's so cool. So cool. So let's talk also about the 3060 camera are you using sometimes also in the also to create a whole music video. I remember with the One Talent you did one entire video with the Insta3060.
Oh yeah, well I did a full take with that video, with that Insta360. Actually, I got the new one. They just sent it to me. Shout out to them. I have not started using it yet. I just unboxed it. It's this 361R. I am so excited about this thing. It's beyond belief, but because I was absolutely in love with that one. I mean, this thing was it's just phenomenal. It amazes me. So yeah, I mean, really, what I like to do is just test all mediums, all formats, and just see what I can do with it. I did the YBN mirror video, and we were just, you know, messing around, and I figured like um, his charisma, his character, you know, his mannerisms, and his voice would be really fun to kind of play around with this thing, and I knew they would get a kick out of it because it's so little. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna do a take with this, and we did a full take, and it ended up looking awesome. And I used it probably about 30 or 40% of the video in there, you know. So
Yeah.
so yeah, I really just try to use all formats. I did a video where I shot. Actually, I bought an A6300 with one battery, stock lens, and you know, I shot with that for like a year. You know, obviously alongside with Reds, Alexa, you know what. Everything, you know. I mean, those, you know, those are the go-to. But I just try to show people that you can do other things. This was shot on an A7S. You know, it's really not up to the camera. Obviously, people I think know that, but maybe just don't know that. It's fun to shoot on a bigger camera, but at the same time, it's a lot more work and
People
things are a lot slower.
overthink. People overthink about the camera, the gears, the tools, but not about the idea how to use that.
Yeah, I mean, really, because the only thing that's going to come when you get a bigger camera is obviously more people, because you're going to need more people first, second, you know, possibly a DIT, whatever, right? And then you're going to have more people looking at you, asking you what you want them to do. So
Yeah.
instead of like you having the camera, you have to do a better job of actually directing and not necessarily micromanaging, but just giving everybody instructions so that they can give to their team, as opposed to when you're walking around with a, you know, just a, you know, one of these, or, you know, you're actually shooting a big video, you know, a video with lights and things like that, and you're shooting something like this, you can just kind of move and go and, all right, guys, come over here. It's not like that when you get a Red or an Alexa and you're using, you know, anamorphic lenses. I mean, it's great. It's all fun. It's a whole different experience, you know, but it's, you know, you definitely put all the work in you can and pretend that it's a Red. My dad always told me, like, when I got it, he bought me a car, and I'm like, oh, I can't wait till I get a Mercedes or whatever. And he said, you better treat that car like it's a Mercedes or else you'll never get one. Or when you get a Mercedes, you won't know how to treat it. And I always took that like to heart. Same thing with the camera. Just, you know, treat it like it is a Red or an Alexa, or treat that day as if, so that when you do step up, you know, you're prepared.
Yeah, this work I remember was really dope. Every time you find solution in a couple of location. So guys, for those
That
think
was,
every
this
time,
was one location. One location we had like
well,
2 hours. 2 hours.
yeah, yeah, I would love to share this message, guys. Don't overthink about what you don't have. Focus on what you have and start practicing, start trying. For example, in this challenge, we shared some tips, some hacks. Try, experiment, and next time try other tricks, other solution, and try with what you have in that moment. Don't think about Hollywood budget and something like this.
Yeah, broadcast and Bubble said treat your crew like they're Mercedes, and I agree with that. I mean, your crew is your family. I mean, it's my family. It's just, you know, people that you know, you go to battle with. So you know, I absolutely cherish and love them. And you know, I'm not like some directors where they come and just don't talk to anybody. There's a director, I won't say his name, but he actually puts a whole box of you know, things around him so that no one can come talk to him. It's pretty funny. But yeah, I definitely hang out and have a lot of fun. And a lot of times, a lot of these videos you're seeing here, from them calling me to writing a treatment, sometimes I don't even have time to write a treatment. Sometimes it's like, hey, we need to shoot in 3 days. So, you know, you have to press the go button pretty quickly, you know what I mean? And you have to be able to make solutions on the fly. You don't get you know, sometimes you do get prep and things like that, but I would say 80% of the videos are relatively quick, you know, pretty quick from hey, can you shoot this to actually shooting. So,
Yeah. There's a couple of people are asking more information. Do you have a masterclass? Yes, guys. Matt did a couple of masterclass. I think after the live you can ask directly to him, and I'm sure you can drive directly to the link of that. It's really amazing.
yeah.
I watched that.
Yeah, so I'm doing another one. It's called Music Video Academy. I was actually going to do it, you know, another live, you know, full day. But we are going to do, obviously, you know, online. You know what I mean? It's going to be a class, and I'm going to have everybody from video commissioners to, you know, post house, colorists, and everybody in between, musicians. Everybody kind of speaking about, you know, what musicians prefer to be directed, you know, what's their best style, everything. So look forward to that.
Yeah.
Music Video Academy with Matt Alonzo. And I figured everyone hits me up about music videos, and I might as well just, you know, do the thing.
Yeah. There's one guy, Dre Long. Who do you keep constantly on cruise? Do you fly your own crew out or air location? I pinned the comment, man, so you can read
Okay.
also. I just pinned it.
Well, you know, most of the time, you know, budgets are not huge. So if you're talking about flying and stay, you know, that's 5 to 6 grand, depending on where you go. A couple of days staying, back, bags, whatever, right? Per diem, food. Okay, maybe 3 grand. Usually, I bring a producer, my executive producer or producer, and if possible, if all possible, I bring a DP. If not, then I'll hire the crew and get all the equipment and everything from that location. It just makes it a lot easier and obviously a lot cheaper on the production end. I mean, I could fly my crew over there and then be left with pennies, or I could, you know, bring my producer and, you know, pick up a crew when I land, and that seems to be the best way. And I love working with new people, and just, you know, these people really know their nooks and crannies, as you know, and so I like to take advantage of that and just kind of network and you know, create together. So that's usually how it goes. Especially when I go overseas, I try to bring at least you know, an EP with me. So that's how it goes normally.
So guys, feel free to ask anything to Matt. I'm showing in the meantime some works. I would love to know more about this work. I loved it so much. I would love if you share more details about the work, the location, the
Yeah.
preparation, everything
So,
about this
so
work.
this video here, yeah, this video here, I actually I went crazy on. So, Set It Off, I really got to thank Set It Off. They're a band, but there's, certain artists who give you free reign as a creator. They just let you go. Maybe they'll have an idea, but most of the time they'll just say, Matt, go crazy. And then I'll write the treatment and I'll actually go, I'll go into my mind and I'll really put things that I want to see, on paper. So like right here, for instance, I wanted them to be in a double mirror and I wanted them to be, I wanted the person in the mirror to be moving different than they were. And I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm laying in bed, boom, I'm like, yo, how about I cut out the actual wall and just put a mirror frame there, and then I'll put a stand in with the hoodie on, and it'll look like it's an actual mirror, and I won't get my reflection, And thankfully for these guys, they were all in. Anything I said, they were just ready to go. See how you notice here? Then he starts doing things differently, and it was amazing. That was just kind of freestyle too. Like we didn't really, yeah. See, boom, boom. I love that idea, and I just figured I could cut it out. But it's always amazing when the artist, trusts your vision and just lets you be creative. I mean, you are the creative. I don't go into the studio and tell them how to rap, but sometimes they tell us how to direct. So, or the ideas that they want. So, it's challenging. It is a challenge that comes with being a music video director. How was working with Snoop? So Snoop Doggy Dogg.
Yeah,
So funny
I
story.
also want to know more. I also.
Okay, so funny story was, so when I first got here, 2007, 2008, right? I'm working for whatever. I had a really high salary job. I quit. I was working in corporate, wearing a suit and tie. I wasn't being creative, and there was really no growth there. So whatever. I started Craigslisting, and I was doing like importing 500 VHS tapes for like $50, $100, whatever. Long story short, I ended up linking up with DJ Ski. We created Ski TV, one of the first YouTube channels pretty much on the platform. The first video that I ever did with him was Snoop Dogg. He said, "Hey, come to the studio." I'm like, "Okay, I don't know anything. I'm a 22-year-old kid. I'm probably 2 months out of school. I don't even know. I had a DVX with me, and I had just spoken to a rapper who connected me with a crew from Los Angeles Film School who had a bunch of equipment. They were DPs and ACs, but they were looking for a director. So I called them. I'd never met them before. I said, "Hey, can you guys meet me at the studio?" I didn't tell them who it was for. We ended up sitting around for like 7 hours, of course, obviously. And then they're like, "All right, come on, let's go shoot Snoop Dogg." So we're all like, "Oh my gosh, Snoop Dogg, Corrupt, and AJ Quick, and Terrence Martin." The video came out like 5 years after, but because we had like 10 different cameras, and then we ended up shooting the next day at a mansion. Snoop didn't come to that, but the first thing I ever shot was with Snoop, and I've shot, I don't know, 10 projects with him. I shot him on the TV show. I've been to some of his private events, and he's Snoop. You know what I mean? Great guy. And the one thing about him is he always brings a projector. So he always brings a projector, and I appreciate that so much, because so many artists, they don't really know their lyrics a lot of times. Because they do so many, they rap so many songs. So when they show up, they don't really know them, so that's why I normally start with wide shots, really wide shots, let the artist warm up and let them get their lyrics down. But with Snoop Dogg, he brings a big projector and his lyrics printed. He puts his glasses on and he does his job. So salute to him. But he's awesome.
Crazy. I love Snoop Dogg so much.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of questions. One pinned, have you been remotely directing videos, helping artists shoot in their home and then edit later?
And what was it? And
is pinned, have you been remotely directing videos? Is the main question.
No, I haven't done that yet. It actually sounds pretty interesting to try to do that. I did see some photographers doing the portrait thing. But right now, things are not too crazy outside in Los Angeles, and as long as you practice the the safety precautions and everything. You know, right now I just probably grab a camera and a light and I'll, you know, still shoot. And obviously good old editing, you know, is always here during quarantine. But like this video here was shot in a 6300 just by myself, and we had no lights other than one studio regular house light that they had on there. Crazy. But no, I've been you know, I've been shooting as much as possible and editing otherwise.
Okay. There's another one question I pinned now. I prefer to show something before my face, but I'm here, guys.
Are you
I'm
sure?
here, guys.
There it is.
So, have you
Hey,
ever
look at all
had?
the hearts going. Look at all the hearts going.
Huh?
You're getting all the hearts go.
There's another question. Have you ever had an editing or first draft issue where the client wants to completely redo your edit? Oh, how do you handle those situations? This is the topic of everyone. Everyone was in the game.
Yeah, so okay. So no, I've never had a client like not like my complete edit and want me just to like start from scratch. No, never. But yeah, I've had a lot of edits. You know, I've had edits with a lot of notes. What I try to do early on is really get a feel for them, what they're looking for, what takes they liked on set. Just really kind of like, you know, kind of start piecing together what side they like better than the other. You know, what scenes they like, just trying to gather all the information so that, I mean, at the end of the day, you got to remember, we are a work for hire. If you want to work, you know, create your own art with nobody telling you what to do, then just go do that. It just won't be for a client, you know? But when you get hired from somebody, your job is to make them look as best as possible under, you know, with their direction or their guidelines. That is the job. If you're a painter and I hire you to paint my wall black, you can't just paint it white with stripes because you think that's a better design when I ask you to paint it black. So the same thing applies with us, you know what I mean? And a lot of times what I'll do is I'll you know, when the job comes in, I'll figure out, okay, is this a creative job? They're all creative jobs, I know that, but this is the way I break it down. Is this a creative job, passion job, or is this a job where I'm more of a work for hire, or it's more of a job as opposed to a creative piece? If it's a job, then I don't fight it at all. I really just kind of do exactly what they ask me to do. If it's creative, most of the time the creative jobs are going to be way less paid, but I'll put my heart and soul to it. And usually the person doesn't have too many notes because they're not paying very much anyway. So that's how it goes there. But you have to remember, you're a work for hire. So what I normally do is I just have them come over, or I'll go to their houses. Like, you know, anytime I shoot a video for Tyrese, as soon as the video is over, I bring all my stuff, my computers, my sleep, you know, my blanket, my little dog I used to bring over, and I have a room over there, and I just shack up. You know what I mean? And it's just part of the job. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, it's their video. You know what I mean? It's not a Matt Alonzo rapping video or singing. And it's hard. It's hard to understand. You know, I had a lot of young directors coming in, working under modern artists, and they would get, you know, notes back, and they'd be like, "I'm done." And I'm like, "No, you're not done. You know, this goes on for probably another 2 or 3 weeks, and then you got to color it and online it." You know, they're like, "No, that's my edit. I don't care about the notes." They kind of were offended, which I understand. But at the end of the day, we all have different opinions. We all have different tastes, and it's really about the artist. It's really about the brand. Your job is to get as much information you can about that artist or that brand and really bring them to the screen the way they want. And if you do that, there won't be much changes. You know, Martians vs. Goblins, no changes. You know, any video with Game, he wanted to put the rough cuts out. I'm like, no, dude, it still has the time codes. It's not colored. But he was like, I'm putting it out. We'll call him World Star. So it's just about, you know, as long as you do your job and not just, you know, want to create something just because you want to create it, then you'll be okay.
Take a look here, guys. The one-man band in this part of this video. It's crazy. Red, Ari, Sony, with every camera. Crazy, crazy. Let's talking about the demotivation. Do you ever feel demotivated? Here's one guy is asking this. The struggle is a part of the game, so I know you shared every time a lot of these helpful tips for everyone, because the hard part, I think, is always to keep the mind on and don't get down. No?
Yeah, I mean it's part of the game. You know what I mean? It's definitely part
Yeah.
of the of being a filmmaker. Filmmaking is problem solving, and if and filmmaking is on the harder side of careers. There's a reason why we chose filmmaking. It's very unstable. A lot of times it's up and down, up and down. Long hours, no hours, 24-hour days, crazy turnarounds.
Yeah.
A lot of brain power, stress, sleepless nights, things like that. So,
Yeah.
and a lot of
The
times
right mindset. The right mindset is the key.
the right mindset is the key, and also understand that like those times are going to come. You know what I mean? Like for me, when I graduated film school, I didn't know how. No one ever told me, but I just knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be a challenging road. I knew there would be nights when I would be eating top ramen. So when I was eating top ramen, I just knew it was okay. Like I just knew it was part of the process. And for me, it was about setting a goal and pretty much like
Yeah.
I almost lived there. I almost knew that this
Yeah.
is what I have to do. It's like climbing a mountain. It's like when you're climbing and you're at a really rough patch, you think about when you get to the top. You're not thinking like, why am I here or nothing? You're just kind of like, all right, I can't wait to get to the top. And that's kind of, really what propelled me. But I still do get creative blocks. I think we all go through it. Just try not to compare yourself to anybody. Try to send your work to another creative. If you are doing something, writing a script, editing, doing anything, shooting some shots, send it to your buddy, send it to anybody, send it to me, and just say, hey, what do you think of this? Get some feedback, because you might be like, man, this really sucks. I can't believe this. And you send it to somebody that's like, yo, this is awesome. And boom, you're on your way. So, but also just understand it's part of the process. It's normal and
Yeah.
it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
One time for that.
Absolutely. Amazing. Love it. Love it. What was your hardest project you work on?
What was the hardest project? I would say any. So the hardest, the hardest projects would most likely be with Tyrese. I love Tyrese, and he's a great guy. But he would need 100% of my devotion. At least actually, we would write the treatment together at his house. I'd write the treatment at his house. Leading up to shooting, I'd be at his house figuring out what he's gonna wear, blah blah blah. The shoot, he's Matt, and then as soon as we wrapped it, then it was like editing for 4-7 days every day, right over my. Where are you at? What's going on? How about this? And then before I would even get the video done, once he's like, all right, it looks pretty good. Let's throw a party. And I'm
The
like,
worst question. Where is the video? Where is the video? Where
no,
is it?
he's like, it's done, Matt. Just finish it up. And I still have to color it. It's the proxies. It's still like days away. He's like, we're throwing a party. And then within like 3 hours, it was like there's full blown, all the celebrities, chefs, limo, full party. I'm like, hey Matt, show everybody the video. I'm like, what? And it happened on more than one occasion, so it's always pretty funny, you know what I mean? So like those ones are always really, it takes a lot of energy from me, so it's pretty funny, but it's a lot of fun.
I remember sometimes you drop some memes about finished work. You will die. You want to die.
Hey, it's part of the process.
Yeah, there's a classic question from Mejo Angu. I don't know if I spelled it well. Sorry for that.
Yeah.
What school do you recommend? Every time we have also dropped stuff on YouTube, also the live Q&A with Matt. Man, you are not in focus. I don't know why. There's the autofocus of the camera
Me?
is, yeah. I don't know why.
Really?
By the way, no problem. Yeah,
I look in focus here.
yeah. Do you recommend film school or not? I know you replied tons of time.
Yeah.
Just a quick reply.
You know what? And so I've replied tons of times to this, and I got to say, just like anything else, I'm very open-minded, and I'm very open to, shifting answers. And for this one, I have to say my answer is beginning to shift because I don't know a school I could recommend. You know, the school that I went to, Brooks, I got so much out of it. It was amazing for me personally. And for me, where I was in a very small town, one stoplight, if I didn't go to film school, I wouldn't be where I was today. You know, my parents gave up a lot. It was a huge sacrifice, and I commend them, and I really took it seriously. There's a lot of kids, 99% of my class is at home or working for Netflix, but not like Netflix like, you know, Blockbuster. But school is so great if you can study the psychology of filmmaking and the story of filmmaking. All the technical stuff you can get on YouTube, all the aspect ratios and all the, you know, transitions and all that stuff. But that's really not what filmmaking is about. You know, the first 6-8 months in film school, we took, you know, a lot of photos. We told stories in 6 pictures. We did light meters, and we just learned a lot about psychology and why to cut into a close-up and just so much of that stuff, which I don't see anywhere on YouTube or anybody's like online course. So those are the things that I don't know where you can find. And if you can find like a week seminar or something like that that has more of the psychology base, then I would say yes. But I would say no to film school because it's just way too much money, and a lot of times, you know, it's really not worth it for you. And I can't recommend the school I go to because it's closed down. So, but yes, I would study the psychology of filmmaking and the art of storytelling.
You guys, feel free to drop any question. I'm checking all the question. Hello to everyone again. We are launch the jingle. Oh yeah. You work mostly in the music videos. There's one guy, Andre, that is asking, what do you prefer, narrative, filmmaking, or music video, and why? Have you ever thought to switch into the film in some short film? I want to ask you.
Yeah, so I mean, I've been directing professionally for 12 years now. I've done, I mean, music videos, to be honest, is what's popular and like what's kind of like what people like. I was signed to ICM, which is one of the biggest, you know, agencies, as a feature film director for 6 years. I never got a feature, but I shot, you know, 4 or 5, you know, $30,000-$40,000 short films. You know, and I've done a TV show. I've done a lot of branded content commercials, a documentary series, tremendous amount of work, but it just seems to be the music videos that people are drawn to and attracted to. But if I had a choice and where my heart and soul lies is with narrative filmmaking, feature film, and you know, sooner than later, we will make that jump. But music videos are great. They're very short form. They're kind of done in within 1 or 2 weeks. You can practice your craft. The only thing is you got to just kind of know when to stop and allow yourself to take the next step. So yeah. But I try to include some sort of narrative aspect into all my music videos as much as possible, if it allows.
Yeah, I would love to talk about this specific work, man. I love this so much. Let's talking about the work process of this video. I think is one of the most challenges you did, or not?
Yeah, which one?
This one. I have only the trailer now. The one, oh, this is a mix. The one of the first scene. Yeah, the one, this one.
Hobson?
Yeah,
Hobson
yeah.
It's Hobson, the Pound. So the Hobson the Pound video, you know, Hobson, I never worked with him before. He reached out to me and he had this idea, and I just kind of took it to the next level. We shot all in one location. The budget was, you know, a little bit higher than, I mean, it was decent. It was a decent range budget. We shot it in a red, but it was really interesting. You know, I brought Gloria Effects. Shout out to Max. He was awesome. I always wanted to work with them, so I brought them in onto the project. I knew it was out of my scope of work. So what we did was, you know, all we did was just put green pieces of tape on his neck, on his limbs, and we just shot a plate of everything. So, and a plate was just an empty shot. You know, the camera didn't move very much for about you know, I don't know, one third to a half of the video, the camera actually didn't move. I did the all the motion after the work had been done. So we shot a blank screen with like without me there. Boom.
Yeah.
And then we shot a screen with me there, and we put a green piece of tape right here. And so then we just cut off of the piece of tape, take my body off, replace it with a plate, and then they would put the actual 360 kind of like flesh or whatever we wanted to put there. And so that was very interesting. I had to have everything shot list, super organized, and I want to do a breakdown of that because I actually have my shot list, and I did everything in Photoshop. And then I did my first edit in Final Cut 7, and it looks pretty cool for Final Cut 7. So that was a great video, and it was great working with Corey FX and Hobson.
It was amazing. How would you say music videos are thought today different from 20 years ago? Is this only concept, aesthetics?
I mean, everything. So 20 years ago.
Yeah.
So when I got into the game 12 years ago, Kanye West had just done a $1 million music video. So 20 years ago, you're talking Michael Jackson. I think it was 1 or 2 million. Maybe it's even 4 million. I'm not sure. But you're talking millions of dollars, 35 millimeter. You're talking crews of 50 to 60 people. You know, days and days to build sets, and just, you know, it was like a movie. You know what I mean? You know, and you got a lot of time in advance to prioritize and to prep and to cast, and it was a big production. Nowadays, you get called, you know, a Common called me, you know, 30 minutes before he was going to go to the studio, and I shot Ghetto Dreams with him and Nas with like an hour notice, with no concept. So, you know, and the budget was a few $1,000s. You know what I mean? So, you know, the game began to change when I came in. You know, like I said, Kanye had just spent 1.5 million, and me teaming up with DJ Ski, he had an in over at Interscope with their marketing department, and he said, "Hey, give us $10,000, 15,000. Let us shoot a video for you." And they laughed at us. They were like, "Yeah, right, but here, try." And we shot with the Red One, first one ever to shoot the Red One, and we did fight like a G6 on a 5D, and they were giving us pennies for these videos, and they didn't think we were going to really do much, but it didn't hurt them. So me being a 22, 23-year-old kid getting, you know, $15,000, $20,000 shooting on this huge camera, I'm like, hell yeah. And we ended up kind of just changing kind of the way that the industry started looking. And at the same time, there's no platform for them. Back in the day, MTV was humongous, you know what I mean? And once that died out in the countdowns, you know, and there was only a few videos, so it was just a different era, you know what I mean? Nowadays, a video lasts a few days and then it's on to the next thing. There's not really a platform for them. So you know, but you know, YouTube, but they're still, you know, they're still fun, and you still gotta, you know, do the thing. Yes, we're talking millions of dollars, millions of dollar difference.
Billions and billions and billions. So the last one is I've recently opened up to shooting HMFs. How to design scenes and shots? Do you use some specific software, or artists did say go crazy, but how? Is pinned, Matt?
So for me, for me, what I do is, so when I get a song, the first thing that I do is, you know, write a treatment. And, you know, I have a treatment pack, and it walks you through everything. And a treatment is your pitch. It's like a script with like a lot of pictures and not so detailed, you know what I mean? But more detailed with the visuals. And once they approve that, then I go location scout. So say I'm going to shoot at whatever location. I see the location, okay? And then once I see the location, then I start writing down my shots. I learned in film school how to write a shot list, so I don't use any sort of software. I just, you know, write my shot list. I can post one up, or, you know, put some, you know, put one on my story you guys can check out. I don't use storyboards too often unless there's a brand involved. Unless it's like a Belvedere vodka, they want to see how their shots are gonna, or where the bottle's gonna be with the artist. Then we'll have somebody do that. Otherwise, there's just not enough time, and it doesn't really make too much sense for me because I can already visualize. I don't need to show anybody else. My DP is usually on the same page. I have a ton of reference photos. I explain that in the treatment pack. So then I break that down, but I have to see the location first. You know, a lot of people write their shot list before they go to the location, but they might not know what it's going to look like or where the wall is going to be or how. So really go to the location, then write your shot list, and that's how I do mine, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Thanks to everyone.
Look at you
I'm very
partying
good.
over there with the lights going crazy.
Yeah.
Woo!
I'm using this 30, this full color
I
to
see that. I
create
like
more.
that.
I would love to show more about the reason why we are today,
The reason why we are
the
today, we are
music
celebrating
video
film.
hacks.
We're
This
celebrating
is
film.
one of your last work,
And I hate
right?
the word hacks.
Yeah.
You know why? Because filmmaking is tough. There's nothing easy in filmmaking, and if anybody tells you, "Hey, this is an easy way to do this or a faster way," it is a scam. Because there is no faster way. It's as fast as it. You know, you take it, and we shouldn't be rushing something that we enjoy.
Yeah. This is
But
one of your last work, right?
yeah, that one. This video is actually not out yet. This is the video that you know, I had all the windows closed and I was in the dungeon.
Yeah.
I'm actually working on all the special effects for this video here, watching a bunch of tutorials and kind of learning my way through the process. You know what I mean? I have a couple visual effects guys helping me out. So, but this video here is what I did. Same thing. I slowed the song down, and then we were able to um, you know, when you're able to do that, the guys can really hear it and they can actually act out more than they would normally. Because like a lot of times the song is going, you don't really, you know, you might be able to do a couple things, but when it's going slow, you can like money counting, and like you can really kind of do all that stuff. And so that's really fun for them to do. But the thing is that you have to know how to do it and how to shoot. And what shutter speed to shoot in and things like that. So that's why I recommend people to go shoot now. I mean, try it with yourself. You know, someone said, why don't you just use TikTok? And I said, okay, yeah, tell your client that you're going to shoot on TikTok. See how much budget they'll give you. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a great
I want,
idea. It's just really hard. This is the same thing. It's just done in a different way so that you can actually do it professionally, you know? And I did it by myself just so I could try it, you know? And
yeah,
I really
I
hope
would
it works
love to
out.
show again the reason why we are today, and also another one time the footage the guys shared with us. I would love to do a shout out to those two guys because not easy in this moment to build a set to have
Yo,
people
that
to
is,
involve.
yo, amazing. 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 Yes, sir.
This one, and also we have another one submission.
So, like, this is the way the song would sound. Let's see if I have one here. Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, this one's awesome. Woo!
I shared today a
That's
one
awesome.
crazy post,
That's awesome.
vintage, similar to Namco Nintendo game with the gears. Those Russian rules.
Those ones are awesome.
I
So
will
cool.
credit when we release those live Q&A in the YouTube channel, all those guys also, because really cool. They accepted the challenge. It's more important, guys, to accept every time the
Yeah,
challenge
and
that life.
it's really just about how seriously you take your craft. Now, if you don't do music videos, maybe it's something you don't want to know, but it's also something you can use in narratives and branded content. But the thing is, you don't want to use it or try it when you actually get a job and you have your clients looking at you going, hey, what is this guy doing? You know, you don't even know what the freak you're doing. You know, you want to try it now, try it sometime. If you never use it again, great. You tried it, throw it in the garbage. You know what I mean? And or store it away for a rainy day. You know what I mean? But it's just another thing to have in your tool chest. And you know, I always, you know, I shot every single day for, I would say, probably at least 19 to 20 years. Shot and edited every single day. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just how it goes.
absolutely. Best advice for everyone.
No, I mean don't do that. But I'm just saying it's just about definitely have some time for your family, your friends. I occasionally get sucked in, but I don't recommend that. But I also recommend just taking your craft seriously and really understanding your tools. You know.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So guys, we are near the 60 minutes limit of the Instagram. If you want to drop any question, we will live for a couple of minutes and we will share those live or on the YouTube channel, link in bio for everyone is interested. We will do a collage also with the other live we did with Matt a couple of nights ago. So Matt shared also in that occasion a lot of tips. Yeah,
Yeah.
guy, we can stay, but if there's any question, yeah, Libra, feel free to drop a question if you have one.
Yeah. Please go ahead. So like this is the way this is the way it sounds like before. Slower down. See how it sounds really, really slow? So it's pretty cool. It's pretty awesome
Yeah.
technique. And there's a certain time you need to use. So it's just a trick. I don't call it a hack. It's just some tool for the tool chest.
Yeah.
But
I would love to say thanks to everyone.
thank you
I
guys very
want
much.
to end with this comment pinned. Thanks, Matt. Very inspiring. I
Hey,
think the same. I think Matt is one of the biggest inspiration for everyone. So, guys, we are so proud to have him in our team because we did already a lot of things together. We
oh
are
yeah.
so proud and happy. So, there's a last question. How do you finance for your first films? Is a bit different. I
Yeah, I
think
mean,
we have a couple of minutes, bro.
okay, so for this one, what I did was, I shot music videos, and my music videos garnered some attention. I was, fly like a G6, fly like a G6. That one got a lot of attention, and so I got an agent off that one, right? But I also got a lot of private investors that were like, "Hey, if you ever want to shoot, I'll invest." So I would say get some content up, make a short film, do whatever you have to do to get some eyeballs, and then once you start getting some attention, hey. Hi, back there in
That's
the back. Hey, hey, hey.
the half part of Filmmakersworld is
I
Rosella.
like that. I like
Is
that. I like that.
every
I like that.
day hard worker, every day here.
Awesome. Awesome. How do
Today,
I pitch an ambitious treatment if I don't feel confident? Well, the thing is, you have to feel confident. This is why I say practice, 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 right? So as you start garnering and gathering all these things in your tool chest, when you write your actual treatment, so for instance, the mirror thing, I didn't know how I was going to do the mirror without my reflection and have it move. I had no idea. But at night, it came to me just because I had processed so many things and shot so many things. I wouldn't have submitted that idea if I didn't know how to execute it. Your job is you don't need to know exactly how to do it, but you have to have a fairly good idea, and it has to be within reason with the budget. You know what I mean? So it can't be like a video that you don't know how to do, and it's going to cost a lot of money. When the client told you all I have is $5,000, and 1 week to get it out. You know what I mean? So you have to be realistic underneath their guidelines. And I would say probably shoot it for a friend or for an artist that you can do it maybe for free or as a passion project, or try it out with somebody first, the idea that you want, and then start gathering, how to do it.
okay, about the last question I pinned now, I think we agreed both everywhere, guys. Design content for specific platform, but share everywhere, sorry. We are receiving now a lot of questions. So if you want,
Yeah,
we can
it's LA.
restart.
It's LA. People will wake up late.
We can restart the another one live and say hello. If you are free, man, let me know.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.